y'all, how y'all doing? We are getting ready to make some mashed potatoes. I've kind of skipped a couple, well, one step at least. I already got the mashed potatoes boiled. I've got the water draining off of them right now. We are going to stick them in this big bad boy, and we are going to just make us some mashed taters. Get them going here. Let me just heat this up just a little bit because I'm going to start off with a stick of, I normally do not use salted butter. Y'all probably have heard me say this already, but I picked up the wrong ones and I already opened them, so we're going to finish using the salted butter. So we're not going to add a whole lot of salt to these because that butter's got a lot of salt already in it. And while this is melting, I was just over on the, depends on where y'all are watching this video at. You could be on TikTok or one of the other ones. But I was on Facebook, and one of my instructors from back in my hair school days had a birthday. I want to wish Miss Letty Lou a birthday. She's down in Dry Ridge, Kentucky. She's a one of the country girls down there in Dry Ridge. If y'all know Miss Letty, she's a sweetheart. She just had a birthday. Miss Letty, I'm not gonna tell them how old you are, because you don't look a day that old. You don't look that old at all. Miss Letty was one of my favorite instructors years later. She was at a different hair school that I didn't go to, a different hair school teaching more students. And I was privileged enough to take my son up there so he could get to know her. And some of my instructors they had all switched to another school. So it was really nice. I could take my son up there so she would know my son. It's kind of like, you know, the next generation. But I believe Miss Letty has since retired, and I think she got her a big old RV or something. So that's what she always talked about. I don't know if she did that part or not. I know she was doing that at one point in time. She was going to get her a big old RV and travel a lot with her husband. So Miss Letty, you have a great birthday. I'm sorry I missed it. I didn't see it on Facebook to tell me, and I thought I had it on my calendar because I used to keep track of her birthday. But anyway, she's a sweetheart. One time we were in hair school, Miss Letty had to go have a little procedure done. I don't know what it was for sure. So I told everybody while she was gone, she was gone for a few weeks. I told everybody she was having some plastic surgery done. Let me tell you what, when Miss Letty came back, she was ready to beat me, let me tell you. Anywho, back to the potatoes. All right, we put a stick of butter in here. We're already getting that melted. We are going to add, we're going to go ahead and measure out a cup of vitamin D milk or whole milk, whatever y'all want to call it where you are. Over here we call it just milk, because this is the only kind I buy. Unless it's for my coffee. My coffee, I drink oat milk. All right, get these potatoes back in there. There we go. Continue to knead that butter. All the potatoes out of there. We need all of them potatoes. This kettle's a little bit big. It said 5 pounds on the bag. I don't think it was a whole 5 pounds. Let me just tell you. And I got I'm gonna do these by hand. I got this. I love this thing, but let me tell you what, one thing I don't like about it is trying to store it in a drawer. And my son came up with, let's just put some of those things up there that you don't like putting in a drawer. He said, we'll just put them there. So that's where we started putting them, let me tell you. All right, we're gonna get this mixed around here just a little bit. Now this is not the kettle I used to cook the potatoes in originally. It's sitting over here, it's a different one. It doesn't work on this induction, whatever this burner is actually called. They don't like each other, it won't let it work. So max these babies up just a little. I'm gonna add some of this milk in there. And that was a cup of milk that I measured out, if y'all skipped that part. Put that in there. All right, how y'all doing? How's the weather where you all are? Hopefully it's good. Hopefully that smoke is not hurting y'all too bad around here. The smoke has tapered off again today. It was really bad. I can actually see outside. I have asthma, so I don't go outside and smoke. I try to avoid that stuff. All right. Now I do these occasionally on the big stand mixer, but I like doing these a lot of times just by hand. I think it's just a little more primitive, and this is how my granny, she used to do them by hand. She never used a mixer ever on her mashed potatoes. So y'all do it how you want to do it. Around here, I do it 2 different ways. And if you see anything in there that looks like it might be the potato skin, it probably is, because sometimes I leave a few on there just to make sure that everybody knows that they are real potatoes. If you know me real well for years, I did not make mashed potatoes. I hated making them. And then back in 2016, when I started teaching myself to really how to cook everything from scratch, instead of going and ordering out the clown's mouth, I started making mashed taters, and it's taken me a while. It's been a love-hate relationship between us, let me tell you. Some of that milk in there. Now, this time around, we are just going to make these pretty basic, with a little bit of salt, pepper, and then I have some of my garlic herb seasoning I'm gonna put on them. And then in 2 days from now, I will turn them over to, there'll be garlic herb and Parmesan mashed taters. So I switch it up for the boys so they don't always have to eat the, when I do leftovers, that way it's not technically the same leftovers as we already have. And that's enough milk, y'all. I did put in 5 pounds of potatoes. I don't think it really was 5 pounds. Plus I'm the one who peeled them, and I do not peel potatoes with a darn. Let me just tell you, my grandma used to yell at me, "You're wasting more potatoes than you're putting in the thing." And I'm like, well, you do it yourself, because I'm not any good at it, let me tell you. All right, we are going to add, this is the fireside garlic and herb. This is discontinued. I have a stockpile of this stuff left. I'm gonna put 2 teaspoons in there of this. I don't know why Lodge discontinued this, but this stuff is good. They have 2 seasonings out of their seasoning line that they had out for a brief period of time, and this is one of them. This is also similar to another brand you can get at the Wally World. It was the Yellowstone. It was from, I should know that, because you know, if y'all know me, I'm crazy about old Beth Dutton, let me tell you. But it was the, it's under the Yellowstone brand, and it may be the 4 6's brand now, because I know, whatever his name is, Taylor or something, he switches stuff around and everything else. All right, we are gonna put a little bit of pepper in there. Let's use this fresh ground pepper. Now, when I'm doing stuff like this, I like the fresh ground. It just gives it a better taste. I am gonna throw a splash of salt in there just because. Put that in there. All right, look at that. These taters are good. The boys will love them. Now, I did put it in cast iron. You can boil the potatoes in these enamel cast iron. Shoot, I've boiled them in black cast iron before. It doesn't hurt it. You just have, sometimes with the black ones, you have to re-season the black cast iron. Enamel, you don't have to do that. You just wash it out and go. Wash it, dry it, put it away, whatever, leave it out, however you do. I always keep at least one of these bad boys out on the stove. All right, y'all. How does that look right there? Yum, yum, yum. Let me get a spoon here. Let's leave that in there. All right. Taste these bad boys. Make sure the seasoning's good too for one. Well, I know it's good, but just it. Oh, those are good. Those are real good. All right, y'all. This is pretty much how I do potatoes. How do y'all do yours? I know everyone probably does them a little different. Like I said, sometimes I use the hand mixer on them, not always. I like to do it the primitive way. This way my granny done it. My granny was not a cook, let me tell you. My mama's mom was not a cook. Her ideal of cooking a good meal, she'd do mashed taters, she'd boil egg noodles, and the broth from a piece of beef roast that she would cook all day, she'd boil that on the stove all day long. And let me tell you what, that's about as fancy as she did, and that's about all she probably could cook. Let me tell you what, she wasn't much of a cook. She didn't like it. And if she did, she never did show us and tell us that she did, because she didn't like to cook. Let me tell you what, she'd always like everybody else to cook for her. All right, y'all, there's our mashed taters. I'm gonna get these ready for the dinner tonight and get these boys fed. Hope y'all have a good evening. Enjoy your dinner. Let me know what y'all think of my mashed taters. We'll talk to y'all later.